Well, here you are all the way to the third activity. You're almost done for the day. This should have felt a little bit new, a little bit familiar, but a little bit new. For the first activity, I did the composition for you so you can see what it looks like to put the g function, which is x plus 7, inside the f function, which is the absolute value. If we want to graph this, we need to think about three things. Is there a stretch, or is there a change to the slope? Is there a horizontal shift, something that moves the graph left and right or changes the input? And is there any vertical shift, something that would change the output and therefore move it up and down along the y-axis? Well, looking at our composition here, we can see that there is no stretch written here. And so if it helps, you can think of that as a stretch of 1 or a slope of 1. You can also see that there is no k value. There's no indicated vertical shift. So if that helps you to see things, you can write a plus 0. So that means all we're looking at here is this plus 7 inside the function, which changes the input. And we've had a lot of practice with that. We know that plus 7 inside the function indicates we are moving left 7. So where the original function would sit here right at 0, 0, we are moving this centerpiece, this vertex, left 7. So left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which means our vertex is now here at negative 7 and 0. Since there's no change to the stretch, we know we have a slope of 1 to the right and a slope of negative 1 off to the left. And there's your example for number 1. Number 2, if you haven't tried to make the composition for yourself at this point, please pause the video and try. If you have made the composition, you're looking at f of h of x, and since h of x is x minus 3, f of x minus 3 is what we're trying to accomplish here. And we can see that the f function is the absolute value function. So f is absolute value with an input of x minus 3. So this is what f h of x looks like. Now in graphing this, again, we look, is there a slope change? Is there a stretch? Is there a change to the stretch? You can see that nothing is written out here, so if it helps, you can write this as having a stretch of 1. Wait, 1 times. So this is still f of h of x. So we can see 1 times absolute value of x minus 3. We can also see that there is no plus k. There's no value that changes the output. So you can think of that as plus 0. There's no upward or downward shift. But there is a shift horizontally. There's a change to the input, something that we're changing to x before we apply the absolute value function. Minus 3 means it moves to the right 3. So again, the original absolute value function would have a vertex there at 0, 0, but we're shifting this to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. And with a slope of positive 1 to the right and a slope of negative 1 to the left, we can see that our composition will take that shape there. All right, give the bonus a try.